it. Can you guys see me on? Oh no. Maybe. Can you guys see me? I have an encoding overload issue though. I know I might need to restart. I might need to restart again though. Hold on. Why is it? I hate OBS so much. Oh, I want to get off of OBS so bad. Okay, I think we're fixed. I think we're fixed, guys. We should be back up on Twitch, guys. We should be back up on Twitch. I want to get back. I want to get off of OBS so bad. Or on OBS. I mean, yeah, I just want to get off of it. It's so annoying. Okay, we should be back up, y'all. Hopefully. Hopefully. Still gone on my end. I am back up. People are talking in the chat right now, Malia. People are talking in the chat right now. You guys can see me, right? Yeah, you're good. Okay, slay. We're gonna wait a minute because we do have an ad break now. I want to be able to do this before the ad break. Give it just a minute. We have an ad break coming up, so we'll wait to go back in. So we'll chill for a second. Sorry, guys. I don't know what caused the crash there. Sorry, baddies. Sorry, baddies. No, you're so good. Yeah, we did. I stopped it as much as I could. I didn't even realize until someone said something in the chat, on the other chat. But like TikTok didn't crash, which is weird. It was just Twitch. TikTok message. Okay. It was just Twitch, which was so funky. Which was so funky. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, that's fine. Oh, I use a Shure SM7B. SM7B. Okay. You kind of have to have an XLR system to go with it, though. Is the game worth the money? I can't really say if it's worth it or not. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Like, you might like get it and then not like the game. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on if you enjoy it or not, you know? Diane, thank you for the follow. Caroline, whoa! With that huge gift on TikTok. Are you kidding me? Holy cow.
I'm asking, baby.
Yes, we should be back, y'all. We have an ad break, so we're just gonna wait a minute, y'all, for the ad break to end so we can do this bit.
Don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice.
Heartbreak is one thing.
My ego's another.
I bet you don't embarrass me.
Motherfucker. Please, please, please.
The bees look different here. Yes, we're just waiting. We're waiting. We have an ad break on right now, so we're just waiting for the ad break to end for a few minutes here so that folks who are coming in don't miss anything. So sorry, baddies. So sorry, baddies, that we crashed. Hi, Kismet. We're about to hop back in, though. Caroline, thank you so much for that racing debut, helping with our daily goals. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. Crazy stream. I know. Hi, Wetzel. I guess your mama, thank you for the sub with Prime. She would love that. Absolutely. So guys, welcome in if you're joining in. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. We're having a good Monday here too. I hope you guys are doing well. IRL, what was a jump scare? He was. Your vertigo's crazy. Oh no. Oh no, please take care of that. God, I don't even know how long I've been live for. I think we've been live for 3 hours. I think we've been live for that. I've only seen the first season of Glee. That's okay. Listen, that's all right. I'm so sorry about the crash. Like, I was like, what happened? It was just, yeah, the crash just happened. Who's the girl next to the hole? What'd you say to me? Who'd you call me? Next to the hole? Whose hole? Who? What'd you call me? I mean, thank you for the follow. Hold on. Who? Oh, next to the hole. Oh, it's Lisa Rinna, the M&M. Lisa Rinna M&M. Okay, baddies, we're just waiting a few more seconds here. We're just waiting a few more seconds here for the ad break to wrap up. I did want to like give folks a chance because we weren't going to be in the ad for this, and this is a big moment. So we will we'll make sure to take care of this here. Oh, thank you, Alexandra. It means a lot to me. The M&M, yes, the M&M meme of her. Bum 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 bum. All right, we should be able to hop back in here in just a second. How'd they fall in love? Honestly, it happened so fast. It happened so fast. I don't even know how to describe what happened. It all happened so quick. We should add a Kardashian. We need to add, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, we need to add more Glee characters in first because we just don't have enough Glee characters. So I do think we need to add another Glee character in. And then once we do that, we'll do more. But guys, we do have our hand heart goal going on right now as well on TikTok. Kay, I missed whatever message you said. I'm so sorry. Hey, Coral. Hi, Morgan. And then we are almost done with our purple goal too. So thank you guys for the love today. All right, we should be able to hop back in. I think the ad break has wrapped there. You never watched Glee? That's okay, Jay. We don't have Marley yet. No. First time I stream, kind of nervous. Creeper, welcome in. You can have up to 70. Okay, we're going back in. Are we ready to lock back in, guys? Are we ready? We're gonna lock back in. Here we go. I think we're back in. Okay.
The thing is, DL Hole, I can't stop thinking about you. You're everything to me.
It makes me happy to hear that.
T. It's happening.
Here it is. I'm just going to say it. DL Hole.
Okay, I gotta lock in. Oh no, I got shot by Obama. I got shot by Obama. Shit. Oh, this is hard.
My dear President Obama.
No.
Hey, I'm not President Obama.
No.
No, I blew it.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Getting back on track.
Okay, I gotta lock in. I gotta lock
I'm
the F
just
in. This is
going to
hard.
come right out and say it.
This is hard, guys. Oh my God. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. This is crazy. What is this? Oh my God. Okay, I think we did it. Oh my God, that was stressful.
My dear DL Hole. Will you marry me?
Oh, yes, of course. I'd love to marry you.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
It's happening. And we couldn't have done it without you, sister. Thank you. We're so excited for our wedding.
George, thank you for the 100 biddies. From the always perfumed DL Hole. And of course, Will Schuster singing at their wedding. Smitty, thank you for the fireworks.
It's Brittany, bitch. And I am back.
So many sheets. I've got wool sweaters for days.
This is so funny. Not the honeymoon, not him looking away.
It's tough finding a cab out here. Maybe I can hop in this kangaroo's pouch. Say cheese.
This is so funny. Harry Hamlin's screwed.
Coral galore. It's Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Say cheese.
I'm losing my mind at this, guys. I'm losing my mind at this, y'all.
That was so much fun. We got you a souvenir.
We got a koala plush. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Now that we're back, I guess the next step is to grow old together. I guess we should start living together. Don't you think the houses here are a little small?
Oh my
I'm
God.
thinking we'll need to build a new one.
KC, thank you so much for the fireworks, by the way. Can we get Slay for that in the chat, y'all? Let's build a house for Lisa Rena and Co. Oh. Guys, there's so much we need to do. We have no room. I need to like really renovate this island, but we'll get there.
I'm sure we'll have a great time living in this house together. Say, do you have
What
any
do we call their
ideas for
household?
what
I don't
to
even
call our
know.
household? If you have a
Lavender
good name
marriage?
for us, I'd love to hear it.
Lavender marriage. Bravo TV. The holes. What should Lisa Rena and Co.'s group nickname be? Lavender marriage sounds kind of funny to me, though. I feel like My Beard and Me. I feel like lavender marriage is funny, though. Hold on.
Lavender marriage.
Lavender's with an E. Did I spell it wrong? Did I spell lavender wrong? Is it ER? Wait, let me uppercase it. Hold on. I think I want to do lavender marriage, Ashes. I think I want to do a lavender marriage. I think it's funny.
They'll be known as lavender marriage. Then we shall be henceforth known as lavender marriage. Thanks for the excellent idea.
It's
I
too
hope
good.
you keep checking in on us, the members of lavender marriage.
Wow. That's so funny. Guys, what do we give her? What do we do with her? Maybe stand smugly. I'm gonna give her that stand smugly. From DL hole to DL home. She said even a follow.
I feel like I'm becoming my true self more and more. What's the one?
That's so funny. What's going on with President Obama? Well, DL hole's married.
Hello. I want to eat something you made yourself.
Girl. You're not the president anymore. Oh my God. Make it yourself.
Thank you very much.
Here, you can have a piece of cake, girl.
Yum.
Yay! He's so happy. He's so happy. He really likes cake, guys. I think we're at a level up time. This is so funny. This game is so crazy, guys. Okay. Jay Racing, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Ta-da! Hi, little ducky. We definitely need to reorganize the island. I'm just like, I have no... Toy Sword's funny. I'm giving you the Toy Sword. I'm like, God, it's gonna take forever. You know what I mean? Hi, Moonlight. How are you? We now have a toy sword. Okay. I could fill in the full island here and reorganize it a little bit. Mr. Mime! I'll bring someone. Rachel Berry, you gotta help Mr. Mime.
Are you alright?
Please help me.
Okay, now hold still. Here we go.
Here we go. No, did I have two? I didn't see if there were two. Were there two?
You're okay.
Guys, we're almost 50% of the goal on TikTok, by the way. Hi, Furry. Hi, Jerry. Welcome in. Okay, they're vibing with each other.
I had a fun time with Mr. Mime. And if I'm being honest,
It's all thanks to you, sister.
sister.
Abby, thank you for the heartbeat. Is that Mr. Mime? It is. We're doing good. Let's give her a ballet DVD, obviously. Because she's classically trained, babes. Mr. Mime is terrifying in any form. Wendy now needs something. What's going on with Wendy? Hey,
Huh.
girl.
Do you have a moment?
Yeah, girl. What's up?
I would just love it if there were a round street lamp right here.
Sure. Is that Grinder? It is. There you go, girl. There's one right next to it, but you can get what you want.
Well, that's a big improvement.
Is it? Is it a big improvement? It's Wendy Williams. Is it a big improvement? I can't believe the first group on our... it's crazy to me that the first people to get married on our island were DL Hole and Lisa Rinna. Like, that's so funny to me. We gotta get Sue and Sue? Oh. See you later, Zebra. Let's get these two to chat for a minute.
Oh, Teresa Caputo,
Sue Sylvester.
Lindenor too.
That's crazy, Kay. The way God intended. What are they doing? Oh, she's hopscotching. Wait. Sue wants to marry
Try being
Teresa.
waterboarded. That. I'm really coming into myself here.
Okay. Like, she keeps wanting to marry Teresa. It says wants to marry. See if we can get them to interact more. What's happening? She's just watching her. Probably being waterboarded. I think it could work. I think it could work. She's already married to herself. That's true. Mm-hmm. 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 What is my fucking island? We have Grinder and myself, and then Rachel Berry and Mr. Mime hanging out in the cafe. Like, this would kill a Victorian child, y'all. Bradley and Betty, guys, thank you for the goodies and the follows. Welcome in. This would kill a Victorian child. We haven't made any other Pokemon, no. Like, this is so funny to me. It's actually hysterical. I do think we need to add a new character. And maybe we do try and clean up the island a little bit. It is so, like, needs a lot of work.
Hello?
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I can't thank you enough. Thanks to you, my proposal to DL Hole went perfectly.
Went perfectly. I do think we need to fix her face eventually. It does look like she just has a crazy beard. Give them a baby? How do I give them a baby? The island is kind of a hot mess. I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome.
It is
Not
kind of a
gonna buy
hot
anything.
mess. They have to ask? Okay, so it's like one of those things.
Welcome.
Oh, wait, I want to get a seesaw for them to ride for fun. Wait, did I put it away?
Thank you very much.
You have to boost their love levels. Okay, Max, thank you for the follow. I think we'll move stuff around on the island a little bit, but that's okay. Should we like just make a bunch of grass for the island and round it out a little and move things around? Maybe. Because I do feel like it's kind of a hot mess. Lily, thank you for the sub. I can like really try and like again, let's just try and like, I don't know. I'm just gonna like naturally path it for now and then we'll see what we make. How does that? Now let's do some sand. Let's do some sand maybe. For like a little beachy area. Yeah, there was that beach in the corner. Little beachy area. I need to like fill this one singular hole in, but I don't want to replace all the like, well, whatever. Playing around a little. Maybe. Genius idea. Keep the odd sand patch for grinder and DL hole. Okay. I know we have this one little spot here. Hold on. One there. I'm also gonna try and like add some levels to it, I guess. Okay. I know, imagine Animal Crossing being this easy, guys. Imagine Animal Crossing being this easy. Imagine it, y'all. Okay, now let's do grass. Let's do some clovers. Just to like add a little, I don't know. Add a little something, something. As if Animal Crossing would never, I know. How do I get rid of this here? Door. I'm trying to adjust things a little bit. Okay. Let me grab this here. And guys, yes, we're just 14 hand hearts away from the hand heart goal, y'all. Who's gonna be the next one to help us with that little goalie? Can I move this up? Is that like here? Okay. What else needs to be fixed? We have another staircase over here, it looks like. Maybe. No, just a palm tree. Move the palm tree over here. What is lurk? Basically, when you're not actively watching the stream, but you're still here hanging out. I'll move this palm tree too. Scudder, thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate that. I just feel like we need to organize things a little bit. You know what I mean? Matcha oat milk with a 420. Thank you so much for the 420 biddies. I so appreciate that too. Thank you so much, my friend. You guys are slaying. I gotta keep moving all the trees around. All the trees are like, see how they're like they're in the ground? They're like in the ground. Okay. I'm also gonna add a little bit of beachfront. Cece, thank you for the hand heart too. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm gonna add a little bit of beachfront back over there, but let's just make sure we have everything on the island good here, I think. You just lost your Switch. Oh no. Ash, thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate you. Ooh. Now what do I do? Wait. How do I grab them? Oh, can I move them? Play. That goes there. Morgan, guys, thank you so much for all the handouts. Oh my gosh, I see you guys. Kay, thank you, baddies. Wait, you guys. Oh my god, and wait, who else? Ash, thank you. Wait, you guys are doing amazing. Thank you, baddies. We get this bench out of there. T-O-G-O. To go. Oh, thank you, Betty, so much. It means a lot to me. All right, get this filled in. What's in the way here? What is this? Oh, it's a street lamp. Girl, another street lamp. There we go. And let's move this here as well. I need to go back to single. That's lamp. When was it the one that she wanted so bad where she was like, I need this lamp? Okay, we'll start with this and then we'll start moving things around eventually. But for now, I feel like that kind of works a little bit. Let me also just add a little bit of a beach here. Just a little beach. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, y'all. Nothing crazy, guys. Just a little beach. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Melissa, guys. Thank you so much. Just a little beach. Don't forget the stairs. Yeah, I gotta add stairs. Thank you. Just a beachin'. Just a beachin'. Okay, that's, I feel like that's kind of good. Okay, how do I, where are the stairs? Do I have? There they are. You guys are slaying the goals. Thank you so much. Okay. Does that look okay to start? Oh, I need to fill this little water area in. Hold on. Does that look all right to start though, y'all? What do you think? I mean, obviously I'm gonna move the buildings around, but I'm gonna wait for that for a little bit later. But like, I feel like that's a good starter look for the island, maybe. For the size. That way it's a little bit bigger. Maybe, possibly. It's a good base to get us rolling, you know? I think it's good. Okay. She's beautiful. Perfect. Okay. We'll move the buildings around later. I don't want to move them around right now. I'm too lazy to do that shit right now. I'll do that later though. Sorry guys, 1 second. I can never look at one thing. Okay. That's beautiful, Katie. Thank you. They'll love this. They'll love it anyways. They'll love it no matter what. We're giving the follow. Too sweaty, is it? What's going on in the workshop? Oh, we could just make interior. I'm curious about the interior exterior. Oh, you can make actual different types of houses. Wait, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of cool. That's kind of wild, y'all. That's actually kind of crazy. You can like actually design like the house type. That's what type.
Welcome.
What do we have new? Indoor wedding set, athletic set.
Please come again.
Okay, bye, Barack Obama. Thank you. And what's in the quick build enemies that is new? We can add another. We can buy more of the same building. Even though we already have one.
Please come again.
All right, bye, girl. And more at the photography place too. Oh, we already have this. Wait, should we do wedding photos? Should we do wedding photos for DL Hole and Lisa Rinna? Should we do wedding photos? Do we even have, is there, yeah, right here. Wait, should we have DL Hole carrying the, I'm gonna have DL Hole carry the bouquet. Because I think that's hysterical to me. What points, Emily? So wait, let's do this one. How do I take, okay. You can change their clothes, yeah. Oh yeah, the mods do the guessing game, so if it just accidentally screwed up, that's okay, it happens. It happens. Perfection. Guys, welcome in, by the way. If you're just running in, thank you for all the follows and the taps. If you are new here, you guys, you won't be able to get the points back. It's just something that happens sometimes. I'm so sorry, guys. It does happen. There's no way to, I can't refund points. Sorry you all. It happens sometimes. Sometimes it bugs out or gets funky. Unfortunately. Hi, Queen Z, how are you? But guys, if you are new here, let's play our introduction to say hello, since we haven't done that in a minute, and say hi. I'll tell you who I am. I am your zesty bestie, and this is...
It's Britney, bitch.
Okay. No, you're good, Awissa. You're so fine. Thank you guys for all the love today, by the way. I hope you are enjoying the game. We're at 53% of our goal on TikTok, so thank you. And we're almost done with our goal on Purple as well. You and Grindr in love yet? No, Grindr is not in love with me. I've tried. Sue Sylvester, thank you for the follow. Let's go see what Sue Sylvester's up to. Speak of Sue Sylvester. Of course we're making Glee. We're making Glee plus others. But yes.
Try being waterboarded. That's hard.
That's hard. Thank you, Sue. Girl, you got anything to say? She got nothing to say. Okay, there are other me's who need something though. Let's see. Teresa needs something. Oh my God, my twin. Teresa, what's up, girl?
Hello.
What's up, Teresa Caputo?
My room could use a new vibe.
Of course. Sure. Entire room. So far, you've only been able to redecorate entire rooms. Okay, we do wallpaper and flooring. Okay, T. I don't want to do that though. I want to do the entire room. Okay, let's shop for a room for her.
Welcome.
I feel like she also would have this like marble aesthetic room. I feel like that's very Long Island vibe. You know what I mean? I feel like that's very Long Island vibe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we go with black though. No, I feel like the white would still look like hers.
Thank you very much.
You think the black would be like hers? Maybe the black.
Thank you, but please come
I love that
again.
Phoenix. There you go, girl. She likes it. Okay, girl.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Teresa Caputo. May you enjoy, Queen. Now, Lisa Rinna needs something. They always need something. What's up, girl?
Wanna play red light, green light?
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. Green light. Red light.
I get nervous.
Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light.
No, we should add a ghost.
Green light. Well done, sister. You win.
We need to fix her face a little bit. Her face is a little effed up. We got to fix that a little bit. We'll get there eventually.
Congratulations. Time for
Okay,
your
1, 2, or
prize.
3, y'all. 1, 2, or 3 in the
Go
chat.
ahead. Pick one.
1, 2, or 3 in the chat. Welcome back, my gallery. Bum, bow. 3, 2, 1. I'm seeing a lot of. Okay, we're gonna go 1. I see a lot of 1s. Nails, thank you for the follow. Oh, it's something new. We got a ruby. Oh, okay. Wait. That kind of eats.
The glamorous, 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 the glamorous. Ooh, flows, flows. The glamorous,
That kind of eats.
glamorous, glamorous, the glamorous.
But a ruby's better than a gold bar. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's President Obama need?
I've got a fun idea. Wanna play Pixel Quiz?
Sure, girl. Sure, Obama. What do you want to? Let's see.
Here's your first pixelated item. What do you think it is?
It's a cake slice.
The answer is
Glamorous by
Cake.
Fergie.
next
Hi,
up,
Jesse.
your second pixelated item. What do you think it is?
I'm gonna say tempura. I feel like
The
it's
answer
tempura.
is Tempura.
Okay, see, we're
And
cooking.
finally, the last pixelated item.
Zach,
What
thank you
do
for the
think
heartbeat.
it is?
I'm gonna say mozzarella.
The correct answer is mozzarella.
This is crazy. Wait. So what's the Harry Styles Obama lore? Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know that lore.
You won. Time for
Okay,
your
1, 2, or 3
prize.
this time, guys.
Go
Or 2 or
ahead,
3 because we did
pick
1 last time. Oh my God, Minty. They're in love, are they? 2 or 3, y'all. I'm seeing a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s. I'm gonna go 3. Oh, we could have got a cat if we went 2. That's okay. We got a romantic movie though. Thank you. Okay, they all seem to be doing okay though. Guys, I kind of feel like I want to fix Lisa Rinna's face. I don't really love how it's looking right now. I feel like we need to fix it.
What's up?
I need to fix her face. It's driving me crazy. There's like a little shadowing on it. I kind of want to get rid of the beard. I kind of want to get rid of the beard that we gave her for it. She's very cute, but the beard to me... We didn't have her have a beard, I don't think. We just had face painting. Like, it just looks a little too much like a mask. You know what I mean? I wonder what it looks like if I erase it. Hold on. Let's just see. I feel like that looks just as good. I feel like that looks just as good. Yeah, I feel like that looks just as good. Like that still looks, I think it looks a little bit better actually. Yeah. I think the beard was throwing me off a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that looks a little bit better for her. Taylor, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, guys. Caroline, thank you for the roses. Thank you guys for the love. We do have, we're just 5 hand hearts away from the hand turtle, y'all. Let's see what Grinder's up to. They're discussing how to repair a crack house. And Mr. Mime is looking creepy as shit listening in. Guys, what am I doing? This is what goes on inside my brain. We have Mr. Mime, Wendy Williams, and Grinder in one scene together. In one scene together. Right here. These are my 3 brain cells. Do you hear the follow? Like, that's so funny to me. All right, I'm bringing Grinder to meet. Isn't Will Schuster in love with Grinder? Wait, let's bring him to meet. Wait, Rach, he's in love with Rachel. That it is, baby. We need to bring her to Will. My goal is to get 1 more couple married today.
Fancy seeing you here. Where are you off to?
This is lore accurate to a goddamn T. This is so lore accurate.
Tell me.
This is lore accurate. Okay. Oh, he fell. She's annoying in the game. She is. Grinder, I need you to fall in love with me. Eliza, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Wait, one of them needs something. Sue needs something. Wait, 2 needs something. What's happening?
Should we find somewhere fun to hang out?
Oh my god.
Is there anywhere you want to go, Sue Sylvester?
Anywhere is fine by me.
Let's go over there.
Thailand fuck, right? Fantasilla, DD Comogram, Abril.
Drama. Oh no. I'll bring someone. Will Schuster, you've got work.
Hello.
You've got your work cut out for you. Wait, come here. You gotta help Rachel Berry.
I'm alright.
Bella, thank you for the follow.
Oof, I've never seen a case this bad before.
Girl, what's she doing?
Gonna be okay, though. Right.
Girl, what's she doing? Jinx, thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
It was no trouble at all.
For the drama. May and Nia, the people, thank you for the follows too. Sprout, thank you. Okay, they are really in love right now.
Working on it for me.
Like, it's actually kind of crazy how in love they are. Wendy's dreaming real quick. Like, I say should we make Abby Lee Miller next, or should we do another Glee character? What do you guys think?
One sheep. 2 sheep.
I mean, I think we can do both today.
3 sheep.
Abby. I'm seeing a lot of Abbies.
4 sheep. 5
Harlow, I
sheep.
use a capture card. Abby is funny. Do both but Abby first.
Guess it was just
Another sheep costume. Sydney with the raid. Hello, Raiders. Oh my gosh. Do Sigmund Freud, that's funny. Hello, Raiders. Here for the Glee Island. Welcome in. We will show you on my island in just a second, but if you are new here, my name is Vinny or Zesty Bestie. We're so happy to have you. We're playing Tomodachi Island right now. We're doing a Glee, but a whole bunch of other characters that are absolutely crazy as well in this sort of group. But let me introduce myself with our little introduction video to say hello. I'll tell you who I am. I am your Zesty Bestie, and this is...
It's Brittany, bitch.
Hi, TikToker. Welcome in. We're so happy to have you. We currently have a Glee cast island going, but also a whole bunch of other characters. Like right now we have Wendy Williams. So let me tour. You made Laura Farquaad. I love this. Let me show you who we have so far. So on our island, we have myself, who's having a grand old time.
Do you have a moment?
Sure, what's up, me? Let's see what he wants first.
I would just love it if there were a round street lamp right
Okay, and it's pink, of course. Okay, God, gay. Of course, gay. Damn. Damn. Has to be pink.
Thanks.
The only one who's ever wanted a pink street lamp, and it's me. We also have on our island Miss Rachel Berry, who's currently in love with Will Schuster, who's right here. We have Sue Sylvester, who's on a date right now with Teresa Caputo, but also Trisha Paytas is also here. Teresa Caputo's a Long Island medium, of course. We have Grinder, who's currently talking to DL Hole. We have Grinder, who's currently talking to DL Hole. We have Wendy Williams, who's playing with her, I don't even know what that is, Meter Dragon. We have Lisa Rinna, but Lisa Rinna, the Eminem meme version of Lisa Rinna. We have President Obama, who's running around. We have Mr. Mime. And that's it. We made Mr. Mime most recently. So those are our little bunch on Lima Heights Island, lurking in the shadows. Lurking in the shadows. What is Glee? It's a TV show. I love the Glee ones. I know. So anyways, that's our current cast. I get that very often, Jum. It seems they're on their way to remembering after. Oh, let's see what he needs to do. We need like Christian Mingle or something. I was thinking of doing either Christian Mingle or Farmers Only. Or Farmers Only. Oh, Mr. Mime's having a panic attack right now. Okay. Wait, he needs something. What does he need? And we're trying to decide if we're going to do Abby Lee Miller or if we're going to do another Glee cast character. You can have a mushroom, Mr. Mime. Abby Lee Miller, please do Abby. I feel like we have to do Abby a little bit. They really liked it. And guys, we are just 5 hand hearts away from our hand heart goal on TikTok. Do you think we can finish that hand heart goal out? As his partner. Everyone keeps saying that. I didn't know the memes with that. Let's check on Grinder real quick, see what he's doing. Oh, he's just chilling. Oh, also, DL Hole and Lisa Rinna are married. They got married today. DL Hole and Lisa Rinna are married. So. I get that very often, Joshua, as well. Lyric, thank you for the follow.
Bam. You're it. Grinder.
We're playing tag. Hear me out. Abby Lee and Kathy fall in love. Of course. What's DL Hole up to? I feel like we need to... Can they cheat on their marriage? I'm a little slow today. What's DL Hole? I'll be so real. It's a very gay term. I'm going to have you guys Google it. Basically, it's a man who is in the closet. And tries to get with other men. So down low, DL Hole. Wait, something's going with Obama. Wait, hold on. Hold on, something's going with Obama. And Wendy. He's on the DL. Oh, I'm sorry, Arles. Well, I'm glad that you're here, though. Ken, thank you for the finger hearts. What's up, Obama?
Can I ask you something personal about Grinder? Do you think Grinder and I would make a good team?
I mean, do we think President Obama and Grinder should,
Is that so? Huh. I never thought about him that way before, but now I'm curious.
You're so good, Jackie. Michelle gonna be pissed. Okay. Gotcha, Arles. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm too high. This is making me cry.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hi,
I want
Wendy.
to be friends with Sue Sylvester.
You would be friends with her. Great
What
thinking.
should we talk about?
Let's see. Let's go scissoring.
Got it. I'll go talk to her about scissoring.
And welcome in, Anita.
Hey, Sue Sylvester. Do you feel like talking about scissoring? Sure. Hey, if someone was like, let's go scissoring, would you want to get in on it? For sure. I'm all about scissoring. I'm honestly kind of obsessed. Matter of fact, I could talk about scissoring all day if you wanted. Sounds like a fun day.
That's Wendy Williams and Sue Sylvester. And that's how Sue scissors. Ken, thank you for the roses. Oh my god.
Nice. I knew scissoring would bring Sue Sylvester and me together.
Well,
Makes sense. Wendy Williams and I have the same taste in hobbies, so no wonder we hit it off.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Tessie, but I hope it's okay. BJ, thank you for the hand heart. Love for the hand heart goal. We're almost done with that.
Well,
Okay, in a minute, guys, we're gonna make another character, I think. Wait, what's happening over here? There were some other memories with tears in their eyes. Whoa.
Oh, what?
We get there very often, blood, yes. And Harry Styles, we can get Obama. I'm gonna be real. I don't know the lore of the Harry Styles Obama lore. I don't know it. We need to see your island dictionary. Fine, I'll show you guys my island dictionary. How do I show you guys my island dictionary? Is it an item catalog?
And that's this one little wet double pack.
I don't know where to see where that is.
Well, anyway, Tuesday, Clayton.
They're lamenting that others only care about frauding. Well, Donnie is from Obama. I know. Island stats is under island stats. Island lingo. So we have scissoring, bottoming, jorking it, Sean Cody, keep eating fatty, Rose Toy, talking to the dead, mukbang, DL trade, frauding, gooning, and crack house. So far on our island lingo. If we did another Glee character, I feel like we have to do like Santana or Brittany, maybe. I think. Molly and Ray, think of the follows. I think. Or Mercedes. What about Shrek? Girl, we're talking about a Glee cast island. Why would we have Shrek? Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. Why is the whole page just grabbing me? Well,
Sashay away.
Santana, I beg. I feel like we need to make, okay, so we're doing Abby Lee Miller, but then also another character. So I think we're gonna start with Abby Lee Miller. That's my plan. I think we're gonna start with Abby Lee Miller and then we'll do either Santana or something. I like a homo, it's good. Well, Principal Higgins, we do need to do Principal Higgins too. We gotta find, hold on, let me find Abby Lee Miller. Girl, the images are so awful on this. Oh my God. Okay. I actually think her face is more like that. Okay, now to find her hair. Her hair is just like a big blowout half the time. Her hair's just in like a big blowout half the time. We are doing Abby Lee Miller right now. Working on it. Or trying to come up with something. Okay, now find the bangs. This is not a free Switch game. No, this costs $60 on the Switch. I feel like she doesn't really have... Her forehead shows a lot. Like, her bangs are always crazy up. Oh my god. Tom, it does not cost $50. It costs $60. Headband? Does she wear a headband? There are no wheelchairs in this game, unfortunately. I wish there were. Boo, it is. I mean, just Google Tomodachi Life right here. Price, $59.99 on Google right now. Switch version, $59.99. If it's $44.99, then that's what it is in the UK. But you have to remember there are also other countries that exist with other forms of currency. There are other countries with other forms of currency that exist. One country does not have all of the same amounts in the world. Yes, in Canada it's more expensive. Because, yeah. Mom's better have my money. Okay. I don't know what bangs are gonna work for her, guys. The one that we showed earlier, that one that's like... Does she wear a headband though? I never see her wear a headband. Oh, she does sometimes, I guess. I wish there were more, like, shades of brown for the hair. Yeah, because I don't really see anything else that's, like, kind of her style. Yeah, they do need to add a color wheel. I agree. What do we think? Does that kind of look like her hair? I have one up. I just can't put one up on the screen because it's I'm through my Switch, so I wouldn't be able to like add one unless I added a layer and then I do it for every single one. It's the whole thing. Let's do the rest of her face first, then we'll come back to it. No, we'll come back to it. Let's do the rest of her face first. We'll come back to the hair. She had really skinny eyebrows, like very skinny. Very skinny. Nope, not that way. Like almost invisible. I feel like those aren't bad. Hi, Crystal. We are back. We are back, y'all. Guys, can we finish out that hand goal? We're 4 hand hearts away. We need the judgiest eyes, yeah. Broad, thank you for the 2 hand hearts. I know the eyes are tough, y'all. Oh my god, Broad, thank you. And Malia, guys, thank you for pushing out the hand heart goal. Wait, you guys laid that up. Those ones are great. I kind of agree with you. Let's set a bigger goal. Let's do, I don't know. Let's do puppy kisses. We'll do those. I don't know. I don't even know what they are. Let's do those. There we go. Slay. Thank you, Ducky, for the roses. Do we like these? She had brown eyes, right? I think it's the brown eyes. God, what color are her eyes? Her eyes are they blue? Actually, her eyes might be kind of green. Now that I'm looking at pictures of her, they're actually kind of like grayish green. They're kind of like that color, actually. Let's see what color her makeup kind of is. Hold on. Man, did she ever wear eyeshadow though? She didn't really wear a lot of makeup, did she? I mean, every picture I'm looking at her, she didn't wear a lot. Like, I'm talking about eyes, like her eyes. Like every eye picture I see of her, there's not. She has heavy eyeliner on, but I'm talking about like she didn't do like a beat. You know what I mean? She did basically heavy eyeliner like this, I think. That maybe? There's also no eyeshadow, but I feel like the eyeshadow kind of is how heavy she wore it. Maybe. Yemi, yes, I get it at least 14 times. Well, today it's been 15 times. But yes, welcome in. Thank you, Emily. Right now we're making Abby Lee Miller. Thinnest lips possible. Maybe these ones? I don't want to do like the straight line though. Yeah, I think she has more tiny lips than thin lips. Some of you guys really have a boner for Ash Trevino. It's kind of crazy. Like some of you guys, she lives in your head rent fucking free. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have never met more people in my life who have thought any character I've ever made, whether they have blonde hair, black hair, purple hair, that it's Ash Trevino. I swear. It's like you guys have such a hard on for her. I don't even know who she is. But you guys love her up. You guys love her up. That's crazy. We're doing a mix of both. We're doing a mix of both. It's the brain rot. I can't decide what lips I want for her. I think the thin lips were kind of perfect. I think these were good. Maybe the nose. She's a TikTok streamer who dates men in prison, exploits them, neglects her children. That's literally all she does. Oh, okay, well. Gee, I guess. I feel like we should give her... like a red lip, maybe? Hold on. And she uses her rose toy on stream. That's crazy. I can't decide if the nose is what I like or not. I can't decide on the nose here, guys. Maybe this one instead. I can't decide on the nose. Julia, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We are making Abby Lee Miller. You like the other one? This one? Big round one on the bottom. She doesn't have a nose like that. She just has a small nose. There's this one. This one. What else do we need to do for her face, guys? Maybe those. You think I need to tan her? I mean, she looks like, I'm looking at pictures right now. I guess she's a little more tan. Let's try and tan her down a little bit. There isn't really a tan, like this is as tan as I can get her. She's very orange, mama. There isn't really like a, like I wish there was a color slider, you know what I mean? Thank you, Wolf. Well, I appreciate it. I hope you're doing good. No, these are just like popular skin tones, I think. Ashes. This one? Cheyenne asks, do you know my cock's long? You want me to say the right word there? Yeah, Cheyenne, I do. I do know my cock's long. Tan over pale though, I think for sure, yeah. I agree with you. It's just that it's like either, there's no other like tan option. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like there's no other like real tan option. I don't think she really has wrinkles. Maybe. Which one's the crow's feet? I don't know what crow's feet looks like. I'm gonna be real. These, right? I can only do one or the other. Do we like the cheek one or do we like the crow's feet? I can only do one or the other. So the cheek one or the crow's feet. Emily, thank you for the hand heart. And Emily, thank you also for the hand mustache. We're 65% of the way through the goal, y'all. Thank you so much. The eyes. Baby. Do we like? She's short, right? Or is she tall? I can't remember if she's super tall or super short. I can't remember if she's super tall or super short, y'all. Five, 8. I'll say like that tall then. Okay. I don't think she has a there's no wheelchair for me to add her in. Paw Patrol, give it the follow.
My name is Abby Lee Miller.
Hi, Hannah. Is that a grinder meat? It is. Anyone know her birthday? Anyone know her birthday? Anyone know her birthday? The headband is killing me. I think the headband kind of actually is what she wore a lot. Guys, who's gonna send the first puppy kisses on TikTok? September 21st? Okay. Nine. Lissa, thank you for the sub. We're just 9 subs away from our sub goal on purple now. Thank you. I'm gonna say she's like 53. I'm gonna give her when she's like during her like dance mom's age. You know what I mean?
My name is Abby Lee Miller.
My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice. My name is Abby. My name is Abby Lee. My name is Abby Lee Miller. My name is Abby Lee Miller.
My name is Abby Lee.
My name is Abby. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's not. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice to meet you. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice to my name is Abby Lee Miller.
I feel like she's very
It's nice to meet
monotone.
you. Today is April 27th, 2026.
Like I don't think she has a lot of
So,
inflection
how
in her
does this
voice.
sound? My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice to meet you. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice to meet. My name is Abby Lee. My name is Abby. My name is Abby Lee. My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's nice to meet you. Today is April 27th, 2026.
Yelling does
So,
not
how
mean
does this voice sound?
yelling being
name is
loud
Abby
does not
Lee
mean
Miller.
delivery. I
It's
can yell
nice
like
to
this and
meet
still be
you.
monotone. Jojo, have you
Today
learned
is
nothing?
April 27th,
But it's not
2026.
Jojo, have you learned nothing?
So, how does this
Do you see
voice
the difference
sound?
there?
My name is
Jojo,
Abby
have
Lee
you learned
Miller.
nothing?
It's nice
Jojo,
to
have
meet
you
you.
learned nothing?
Today is April
Two different
27th,
deliveries. It's about the
2026.
delivery.
So, how does this voice sound? My name is Abby Lee Miller. It's
Okay, you're so
nice
real for
to
that
meet
actually?
you.
Just factual.
Today is April. My name is my name is Abby Lee Miller.
I think this
it's
is it.
nice to meet you.
Where's the
Today
smoker
is
option?
April 27th, 2026.
Oh, look at the follow. Okay, I love when you school
So,
us.
How does this voice
What can I say?
sound? My name is Abby Lee Miller.
No. I want to say she's slow, but also I think of the time where she's like, Mom's better have my money. And she's like running into the frickin' whatever you call it. You know what I'm talking about? Also, hi Josh, how are you? I'm gonna do Noogle. I think puppy kisses might be too much for us baddies. I'm gonna do hat and mustaches instead. We're gonna start with those. High movement, low energy. Yeah. High movement, honest, very low energy, serious thinker, kind of normal. I think that works. Confident. A buy the book straight talker puts a premium on results. Well. House is just gonna go here for now. Again, I need to realize the house is later, but that's a later thing.
Hey, you must be sister. It's nice to meet you. My name is Abby Lee Miller. I'm an ambitious maverick. I want to experience everything this world has to offer.
Well.
I live life on my own terms and try to be my own me.
Gross RFPs,
Thanks in
yeah.
advance for looking after me here.
Wouldn't that be amazing, girls? Okay, let's give her fit. Let's get her fit together. Her classic all black fit, guys. Girl, not Abby. Listen, Will Jinkies. She's the coach for Dance Moms? Yes. She was in a parking lot. Listen. And you know what? As she should. As she should. She already has a headband. Y'all gotta watch if you want to see what we have. I mean, I feel like that's her fit. No, add an empty chair. Empty chair, do a solo. Oh, she didn't like it. Too bad, girl. I mean, I feel like that looks like her. Josh, thank you for the heartbeat, by the way. I feel like that looks like her a lot. Let's have her meet Rachel Berry. I feel like that's a great way to start. Wait, first, let's see what's going on.
Pardon me, could I have a moment? My name is Abby Lee Miller. You are Abby
There
Lee
is, but we
Miller.
don't have it unlocked yet.
I thank you for your time. My name is Rachel Berry.
Mr. Mime, you better believe it.
That's covered book on a start a friend.
Is sharing lore about a covered book. Okay.
Like covered book and tap.
I feel like Abby Lee Miller and Rachel Berry are two twins from a different timeline. President Obama needs something real quick, though. Hold on. I'll bring someone to help him. Let's bring Mr. Mime to help President Obama. Let's bring Mr. Mime to help President Obama. Okay.
Please, Hick, help me.
Okay, Mr. Mime, take it away.
You know
Not yet,
what?
Bailey, no.
I'm going to
You
go
better believe we
ahead
did.
and trust you. You're so kind.
Mr. Mime and Obama in the same sense, crazy. Guys, they're friends. We love it. Wait, really? That's so funny. Mr. Mime leveled up, guys. I know we have to give him already. Where's the little... Yeah. Stands with the moving to the rhythm quirk. Oh my god, we have 4 Miis who need something. Lisa Renette as the M&M needs something. What's up, girl?
Want to play What's Missing?
Sure, Lisa Renette as the M&M.
Here's your first picture.
Okay.
3.
Muffin.
What's missing is muffin. Next up, your second picture. So what's missing from here? 3, 2,
Ratatouille.
1. What's missing is
No, Sue. We stream also Fortnite, a bunch of other games. We do full variety here.
the last picture. So what's missing from here? 3, 2, 1.
Pizza.
The
I don't know.
correct answer is pizza.
I did it. That's a wrap.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Lisa. Okay, guys. 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. What do we think? Do 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 do. I'm seeing more 1s this time. I'm gonna go with 1. I think we see a lot of 1s. I'm glad I pulled you in. Oh, we got a hedgehog, baddies. We got a hedgehog. Okay, who else needs something? Grinder needs something. Victoria Bella, thank you for the follows. Oh, what's going on? Oh, what's happening? Trisha and Grinder are currently sitting.
Grinder, you know a lot about using a Rose toy, huh? I don't know about that. I was reading a periodical just the other day that called you the preeminent Rose toy scholar.
You haven't heard that nickname?
I suppose I'm not. But I must object. My Rose toy knowledge pales by comparison to yours. I cry just thinking about it. Let's talk about something else.
Well, that's awkward. And yes, it is Grinder.
We could try bowling to pet.
Sure, we'll bowl. Let's bowl again. Broth, thank you for getting off the hat and mustache. Can we get some slaves for Broth who started out the hat and mustaches? Thank you, baddie. Okay. All right. No! How did it go right down the middle? Oh, that's crazy. I feel like I'm not going to be able to... Oh, I missed one. Will Schuster stood standing. Sick. Of course he did. Will Schuster stood standing.
Hey.
And more fucking toilet paper. More toilet paper, y'all. My God. Emily, thank you for the hat and the mustache.
Hello, sister.
Hello, girl.
I'm hungry.
Okay. You're gonna get some pesto pasta. You're gonna be so cute. Thank you. Lacey for the follow. Here you go, Rachel. Did she like it? Oh, she loved that pesto pasta, girl. For breadsticks, of course. Armani, thank you for the follow. From breadsticks, of course. Bum bum. Is Rachel a vegan here too? I think, is she vegan in the show? I'll think with a follow. Is she vegan in the show? I actually have no idea. Yes, is she? Oh my God, I didn't know that. What is she? Oh, she's practicing her ballet. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that storyline. Yeah. She's practicing her ballet. She's too good. Let's see what Sue Sylvester's doing. Obviously out for a run. Let's take her over to oh wait, so Lisa Rinna needs something. Hold on. Wait. What does Lisa Rinna need? Glee, I don't know. Is it on Netflix? I have no idea. She seems curious about DL Hole. You guys are married, so I hope you'd be curious with each other. Invitation saying, I'm sure we'd have fun if we hung out together. Girl, you're married. On Disney Plus. Guys, they're married. I don't know. It's DL Hole, T Hundo, DL Hole. They're very in love. They're very in love. I think we need to introduce Abby Lee Miller around a little bit. What's she doing? Okay, girl, come on. No, they didn't. Sue needs to meet her though, real quick.
Hello?
Pardon me, could I have a moment? My name is Abby Lee Miller.
Hello there, Abby Lee Miller. I'm known as Sue Sylvester.
Very crazy. Wendy does like DL, but DL got married to Lisa Rinna today. Oh, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. We've had a day. We've had a day, y'all. Okay, they seem happy. The drama is real with these characters. President Obama and Mr. Mime are having dinner together. Wendy Williams and Grindr are saying they trust a crack house with their lives. Okay. Actually, we haven't seen Will in a while. What's Will up to? Okay. Let's bring Will over to Rachel. See if we can continue that that little love affair. Oh my God, I hate this. That was awkward. That was awkward. I didn't like that. Welcome back, Trin.
Nice to meet you.
She does kind of sue, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
She was, well,
Trisha
I'm
Paytas.
leaving.
I'm President Obama.
Guys, I do have to take a quick pee break again. I gotta pee. I'm gonna let you guys watch. Who should we? You guys pick who you guys want to watch while I go pee. Who do you guys want to watch while I go pee? You guys decide. Grindr, DL Hole.
President Obama. If I'm being honest, it's all thanks to you, sister.
The Matthew. I know. The game is called Tomodachi Life. I'll leave Grindr up for you guys. I'll leave you and Grindr together. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pee real fast. I'll be right back. Let's see if we can keep tapping and sharing, and maybe we can slay our hat and mustache golem away. We also have our goal on purple. We almost are there. Thank you guys, though, for being here and just hanging out with us. Y'all are fabulous. Y'all are fabulous, fabulous. And I'm gonna pee real fast. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you in just a second. Storm, thank you for the follow. I'll be right back, baddies. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, he trackled the shamo whippin'. Yim. Telly dreamt blue villain food. So I said, tap in low partly snowbrin. Sandal. Oh blast. Spinatoto blast. I told Sis Sylvester. Told Janet top prison at shamble. Sure, live in Gratz Similento. Teresa Caputo Pizzardo Bo Choppa. Granny McFlappin. Sure, live in Gratz Similento. Rachel Berry Pizzardo Bo Choppa. Granny McFlappin. Rachel Berry. How you doing?
Nice to see you. Wendy Williams.
Girl, what's going on with Grinder? I went pee for 2 seconds. Emily, thank you for the other hat mustache. What happened to Grinder? I went pee for 2 seconds. What happened to him? We get a fit check? I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing a shirt that has an embroidered flower on it. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a terrible stomachache right now, but I'm gonna try and power through as much as we can, at least for like another 40 minutes or so, okay? I have such a tummy ache right now. It's actually really bad. Okay, girl, fine. She's just hungry. She's just hungry. Oh, girl, I know. I just think I ate too much. I'm not gonna. Girl, later. IBS it. Girl, is that? You better believe what it is. I want to see if we can make it to at least 4 hours on TikTok. We've done 3.5 already on TikTok, so we'll go for a little bit longer. I just call her she. The fucker, they go to follow. And maybe we can finish out our goals for the day too. Okay, does she need anything else or no? Okay, wait. DL Hole needs something. What's going on in DL Hole? Hi, Kaz.
You're looking.
Yes.
I want to try living with Will Schuster.
He's married. Wait. Carlos, thank you for the hat and the mustache. Wait. Thank you so much, Carlos. Great idea, Grinder. I think we have to.
If I lived with Will Schuster, we'd be spending a lot of time together. What's something
No,
you
DL
think
Hole
we
married
could
Lisa
do
Rinna
if
today.
Will Schuster and I lived together.
Wait,
I
no.
think you're right.
No, I didn't mean to click scissoring. Ah, shit. I meant to click bottoming. I meant to click bottoming. Well, they're gonna talk about scissoring. Damn it. I meant to hit bottoming. Bottoming.
Hey,
Oh, well.
hey, can we chat for a moment?
Girl, say hey one more time. This is my Grinder DMs from DL Holes. Hey, 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 hey.
Well, if the two of us lived together, what's something you think we'd enjoy doing every day? Let's say it together. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Scissoring. Yeah, we're on the same page. Let's move in together.
Okay. Okay. This is awkward.
This is gonna be a blast. Where should we live?
Now, the question is, oh, I can move Will Schuster into DL Hole's home. Poly couple, wait a minute. Oh my God, they're open. Lisa Rinna would be open.
In my home. Of course. Why didn't I think of that?
Oh yeah, and thank you, Hope, I appreciate it. We've gone like semi-Gleecast adjacent.
I'm sure we'll have a great time living in this
Oh,
house.
Lisa
together.
Rinna just clapping.
Folks who live here are called Lavender Marriage. But do you have a name that would better suit
No,
us?
it has to be Lavender Marriage. No, that name is good.
Yeah, we think so too. We'll keep calling ourselves Lavender Marriage. I hope you'll keep checking in on us, the members of Lavender Marriage.
Halloween, thank you for the follow. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
No, Lavender Marriage. Yeah.
They're telling silly jokes about a roast toy. Okay. Oh, wait, we need to upgrade. Hold on. This is too funny, guys. Holy shit. Desi, thank you for the heartbeat. Welcome in. It's almost too iconic. It's almost too iconic. We have 2 wishes. What do we have for gifts? Anything good? Island Builder? Cherry Blossoms. I don't really care. I mean, I care about the building stuff, but I don't really care too much about the building stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, McClinton. How are you? How are you today? Yes, I'm good, Rogue Boy. How are you? We're live every day. We just aren't always on the same. Always on all the time. Let's go on a let's send somebody on a vacation. Honestly, I feel like Lisa Rinna. Well. Maybe Sue. Let's send Sue on one. I think you're right. It changes depending on what game we're playing, Bivy. So it's up higher when we're playing this game. It's lower when we're playing Fortnite. Let's see if Sue will take anybody with her. Brooke, thank you for the heart meme. Guys, you have the hat and mustache goal going right now on TikTok.
Oh. Are you really giving me a Kyoto tour? Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Emily, thank you for continuing
Time
to have
to
mustache
pack my bags.
They're on their way.
Look, the Asaka
Special thank you for the
pagoda.
follow.
So elegant.
Say cheese.
Not her and Rachel Berry together. Why is Rachel looking behind her every damn time? CV, thank you for the heartbeat.
To Getsukyo Bridge is straight out of a woodblock print.
Say cheese.
Nationals, here we come. This is so funny.
The famous Senbon Tori at Fushimi Inari Taisha. I'm seeing red.
Say cheese.
Hi, Bree. Welcome in. I'm doing Michelle. How are you?
That was a wonderful trip. Thanks so much for letting me take it.
You're welcome. And that's how
I even
Sue
got you this
sees
souvenir.
it for the follow. Thank you. She got me some matcha on her trip. Okay, Sue. She really wants to marry Teresa Caputo, which is so funny. Thank you, Emily. Aurora, thank you for the follow too. Oh, we got some news. Hold on. Will Schuster, take it away.
To bring you some breaking news. An exciting new travel destination is now available. The Latin America tour is now available via travel tickets at the Wishing Fountain. Sighs of relief could be heard throughout the island And one resident is quoted as saying, I hope my roommate is gifted a trip soon. I could really use the alone time.
Okay.
The wish has already been added, so someone can leave immediately. Stop by the wishing fountain to learn more. Thanks for watching. I'm Will Schuster, and you're up to date.
I'm Will Schuster, and you're up to date. All right, let's send someone out there. Let's do it. Let's send someone. I do feel like we should send Trisha Paytas. We've never sent Trisha on a vacation, though. And honestly, our Latin queen. Guys, she's our Latin queen. I feel like we have to send her to Latin America. She literally is the Latin queen. Okay, so fair. Like, I feel like we have to send Trisha there. You know? So fair. No, she is that, but she also did a meme where she did like, I don't even know what the meme was. It was so stupid. Let's see what she brings.
Time to pet my pets.
Her and Grinder. Should have known. Should have known she'd bring Grinder. Her and the gays.
Nice to meet you. Machu Picchu.
Her and the gays.
Say cheese.
Look at the fucking picture. Guys, look at this stupid ass picture. Look at this stupid ass picture.
This videotape is like my own private pool. Say cheese.
No, it's Trisha Paytas. I'm crying. What is her problem, literally?
There's no statues. Whatever they're looking at must be pretty interesting. Say cheese.
Stay cheese. Stay cheese. She closed her eyes. So silly. Guys, we do have our goals on both Purple and TikTok. We got a little bit longer on stream. Do you think we can slay out the rest of the goals for the day? We're only 9 subs on Purple, and we are almost 75% of the way through on TikTok. So maybe we can finish her out the day. I think we can. I have faith in us. Make the unholy trinity. She's so silly and quirky. Gracie, thank you for the follow. And Ashley for the head of the mustache. Let's give her bubbles. Here you go, girl. You're getting some bubbles, honey. Play, thank you for the follow. Guys, can we get some slays for Ash with the for the head mustaches? My internet went out because of weather. Is it like raining where you are? It's a beautiful day here today. I wish I didn't have a tummy ache right now. Wait, are they sleeping? Girl, it's only 5 o'clock. Why are they sleeping? They're relaxing and talking about their feelings.
Good evening.
Hello, girl.
Not gonna lie, I get jealous when I see someone with a mukbang.
You're good, Gracie. Sue, thank you for the head of the mustache. Okay. Oh, wait, Mr. Mime needs something. What's up? You're the one who needed something. Was that it? I thought you needed something. Okay, I guess you didn't. Okay, Miss Squirrel. All right, I think we do need to make another Glee character here very soon, guys. I think we'll make Santana. I'm feeling like Santana might be... Wait! Oh, Phils, that's crazy. I feel like we gotta do Santana. Let's have him drop in here, though. That's crazy, Gracie. So Santana. Guys, thank you for that. We're only 11 hat mustaches away. Wonky weather. Oh, that's crazy. I feel so maternal towards Mime. Okay. What am Rachel and I talking about? Are we talking about anything? Is that Grinder? It is.
Hey, thanks for always looking out.
You're welcome, girl. We have not made a Betty Boop. No. We have not made a Betty Boop. Tomas, thank you for the hat and the mustache. All right, let's go. Let's make Santana. Let's make Santana. Do, do, do. You should make, but he poop? Maybe. Okay. I think her face shape is more, well. I can't figure out what the skin tone, the right skin tone is. Jenna, thank you for the follow. Wait, is that Astrovino? God damn it. Tomas, thank you. Thank you again for that mustache. Wait, I missed that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I didn't miss it. Jess and Jenna, thank you for the follows. Today we're on for a little bit longer. I want to see if we can slay up our goals. I am having a terrible tummy ache though, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see how long we're on for. I feel like this kind of, yeah, does this work? She's got a high pony, so we gotta do a high pony. It's always a high pony. Is her hair straight or is it more curvy though on the pony? Well, she didn't always have a high pony, but she did a lot of the time. Actually, it was more this. I'm looking at her high pony right now. And she had it all the way slick back, girl. She had it all the way slick back. I don't think she had it. No, I'm looking at the pictures right now. Her hair was like, when she had it in the pony, it was like pulled back. But I don't know if I can do that. Can we do like a pulled back? I mean, that is how she had her hair. It was pulled back. No, I mean, it is. Look, I'll show you. Let me see if I can pull up the link here. Hold on. She had it slicked back. I mean, look at this. Look at right there. Oh my God. I don't want to do the vulture. Oh my God. Eat my ass. Hold on. Hold on. Like, girl, can I just see the picture of them? It's like slick. Where's the slick back look? Okay. Oh my God. Except, do you see how it's like, whatever. You guys get the point. It's slick back. Do we go rest? No. We got Slayer goals. We're doing good. We're doing good. So I do feel like it's this. She never wore a headband. She never wore a headband, actually. It was only Brittany who wore a headband, or, oh my God, what's her name? Oh my God, what's her name, y'all? I can't think of her name right now. No, you're good, Hybrid. Quinn. Thank you, Quinn. I couldn't think of her name. Although this kind of does look like her hairstyle when she would wear it down. But it is so, she does have it like so slicked back. Well, she did have her hair like this a lot too. Guys, Kalia, I see your message. We can't do clothes until after we build her body first. So we will get to the cheer clothes when we get to that, okay? When we get to that. Let me get to that first. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I got a message here. Don't rush perfection, y'all. 4, it's a little too square. I don't want to work. Oh no, Abigail. I think this hair works. I just feel like, I think that works. I just don't love it. I just wish there was like a way you could just have nothing, you know what I mean? Like a slick back. That one makes her head look like she's got like, it gives her a terrible hairline. We'll work on it though. Let's work on the rest of her. She actually had more rounded eyebrows. I'm actually gonna raise up because she didn't have a huge forehead, so I'm gonna like raise up her eyes a little bit there. Blue Shirt, give me through the follow. And guys, who's gonna send the next hat mustache to help us with the hat and mustache goal? Who is it gonna be? Ryan, thank you for the follow. Good night, Marshmallow. Have a good night, Patty. I can't figure out what I want to do for her eyes. Yes, we've already done Will. Yeah. Allison, thank you for the mustache. I think maybe like diva eyes like this, but more. I wonder if I can. Maybe? Girl, that's crazy amount of eyeliner. That's wild. Wait, why does the eyeliner look insane? Hello, eyeliner? Why does that look literally crazy? It is Santana, yeah. What do we think about those eyes? Do we like those eyes? Yeah, I can fix that. I can make their hair a little darker, yeah. Yeah, hers is definitely more black than it is blonde. We've got so far. I don't know if I love the eyes. I don't know if I love the eyes, guys. I don't know. I don't know if I love the eyes. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't tell if I like the eyes or not. These ones. Okay. Santana right now. She has such a tiny little nose that I thought like this. That's kind of cute. I like that better. Maybe. Yes, we're just 9 hat and mustache away from the hat and mustache goal, y'all. Thank you, thank you. And we have 9 subs away from our sub goal for the day. I think maybe that one. No, Tati, I'm sorry. We have over 700 subs, so it would take a long time to do. Who are you making? We are making Santana from Glee. She's the death stare. I kind of agree. We look at the under eye though. The under eye, I don't like that. It's like too big. Yeah. She's so from Lemma Heights adjacent. She is. I just used one of the ones that was like closest, or there wasn't a ton of options. I won't lie. Move what over? Sorry. What part? Oh, the lashes. Jen, thank you for the follow. I just feel like I'm looking at her lashes right now. What she had on the show, she didn't really have. She had like, like 3 actually. I wonder if I do the 3, make them smaller. That might be better. Maybe. Her eyebrows need to go down a bit to make her stern. Yeah. How's that look? I feel like that's kind of eating. I feel like she's kind of eating there. Was she tall or was she we're gonna make Brittany, yeah. Was she tall or was she shorter? I can't remember. I think Brittany was taller. She was taller than, she definitely was taller than what's her face, than Rachel. And she was thin. Maybe like that height, maybe? How's that look? Her last name's Lopez, right?
My name is Santana Lopez.
Yeah. I feel like I have to make her just a lesbian, guys. Or do we make her love everybody? Maybe we do everybody. I was gonna say like we kind of have to make her a lesbian, but also okay. I'm just gonna give her, what was her birthday? I don't even know. And guys, we do have an ad break in about 6 minutes. As a reminder to those on Purple Platform, you can subscribe using your Amazon Prime with !Prime. We'll take a little break when the sub hits, or you can subscribe using by paying. That's what I would say. By clicking where it is to subscribe down there. But using Amazon Prime is free for you to subscribe. Bigger is Scorpio. I just don't know what her birthday. Let me look up her birthday. Hold on. August 27th was her birthday. Thank you. What does that make her? I can't remember what I made Rachel. I think I made Rachel like 18, so I'm gonna make her 19 or something. Did I make her a Virgo? That's funny because I feel like she's such a Scorpio.
My name is Santana Lopez.
My name is Santana.
My name is Santana Lopez.
Let's do a custom.
It's nice to meet you. My name is Santana. My name is Santana Lopez. My name is Santana. My name is Santana. My name is Santana. My name is Santana. My name is Santana Lopez.
My name is Santana.
My name is Santana Lopez. It's nice to meet you. Today is April 20th. My name is Santana Lopez. It's nice to meet you.
Then I think of the follow.
Today is April 27th, 2026.
Maybe.
So, how does this voice
Lonnie,
sound?
thank you for the heart me. Guys, thank you so
My
much.
name is Santana Lopez. It's nice to meet you. Today is April 27th, 2026.
I'm good, Milo. Thank you for
So,
asking.
how does this voice sound?
I feel like that kind of
My
works
name
for her,
is
doesn't
Santana
it?
Lopez. It's nice to meet you. Today is April 27th, 2026. So, how does this voice sound? My
Maybe.
name is Santana Lopez. It's nice to meet you.
What do we
Today
think?
is
Yeah?
April 27th, 2026. So, how does this voice sound? My name is
Okay.
Santana Lopez.
She's fast. She's honest. I feel like her energy's kind of in the middle. I feel like she's kind of in the middle too with her thinking. I know, Shay. And I feel like she's more normal than not, right? Banana, thank you for the follow. All right, guys, we do have the ad break starting in about 1 minute. As a reminder, we will take a quick little second break while we have the ad break going on. But as a reminder, you can subscribe like Cole just did. Cole, make sure to refresh so it goes through. Thank you, Batty. I think that's good for her stuff, though. The thing is, I don't have a cheerleading outfit. I would think the follow. She was kind of. Maybe I need to change her personality, but we can do that later. We're just gonna put the houses over here for now. I don't have a cheerleading outfit. That's the only thing.
Hey, it's nice to meet. I'm an Thanks.
Let's see if I can make her get her a fit. Let's see what we can get her for a fit. What is this? Not that one. God, what color was the white and blue? Let me get the skirt first. Hold on. Yeah, she really wore a uniform. Again, I don't really have a uniform that we can give her. So we're gonna have to like go off of a uniform for a little bit. And they don't even have a red. Oh no, why'd I do this every time? Red and white. Yeah, there's no, as you can see on the screen, there's no red and white option there. As you guys can all see on the screen, there's no red and white option for any of these skirts. No, as you can see, there's 4 colors and none of them are red and white. I wish I could repaint this one because that would be the perfect look. I don't want to make her a custom outfit right now. I'm too lazy to do that. There's literally no red. I mean, I could do white. AA batteries, thank you for the follow. Hi, Similis, how are you? But we do have an ad break, guys, so we're gonna wait for a second for the ad break to wrap up. Maybe the white and black, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or I could just give her like a red dress for now until we find like a cheerleading outfit, just like a red dress. Because there is this red basic dress for now. I know there is a cheerleading outfit. It's just that I haven't unlocked yet. And she did always wear a necklace too. Because even the bomber jacket, you can't really change the color on it. Today, Lone, we've been on for a little over 4 hours. Or almost 4 hours. But we do have an ad break, guys. We're waiting for this ad break. It's a crust check, y'all. Let's say one thing we're proud of ourselves for today in the chat for this crust check. One thing we're proud of ourselves for. All right. What is one thing you are proud of yourself for? Relaxing this fat ass, as you should, Batty. Getting up, eating breakfast. Okay, look at you guys. I love it. 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 Random today, I finally planted your potatoes. Ooh. Love that. About 50 seconds left on the outbreak baddies. Oh, I didn't get her any shoes. I gotta get her shoes. No, the necklace looks weird. God, I wish I could just give her like a regular. Do. That's fine. Nice, Definitely. That's awesome. Sending good vibes for sure. Someone's thank you for the hurt me. Only crashed out once. All right, it kind of works for now. It's not perfect, but when we get a better one, we will give her a better one. All right. When we get a better one, we will give her a better one. Baddies, in terms of our goals, by the way, we are just a little over 2K coins away from finishing our goals for the day. So we are like 2.3K coins away from our goal for the entire day on TikTok. So we're very, very close. And then we just have a few subs left on our sub goal as well. So I wonder in the next like 20 minutes, can we finish her out for the day? To wrap us out for the afternoon, baddies. Do you think we can do it? You think we can do it, y'all? I have faith in us. All right, let's check on the other stuff. Wait, I believe Miller's sleeping. Diva, thank you for the rose. Let's see what I believe Miller's got going on. I'm playing my Nintendo Switch.
Hey, listen.
You will be live
to
tomorrow,
this.
yes. I don't know if we'll be playing.
The
We probably
other
won't be playing
day,
this tomorrow,
I
but
caught Rachel Berry practicing how to wink.
okay.
Hey, listen to this. It's awkward when someone catches you laughing at an old memory, right?
There are no
It's always a
wheelchairs,
you
unfortunately.
hesitate their kind of story. Hey, so, where do new residents even come from?
I'm not sure, Kenzie. Uh-oh. Girl, what was that? Hi, Aaron. Why did she look directly at us in the camera?
Just a dream.
We got a light bulb for that. She saw us.
Oh,
Nothing, girl. What's Mr. Mime doing? Oh my God. Hate that. Hate that. Teresa Caputo needs something. Hate that. Mickey, thank you for the Zesty Fuzzy wins to go popular. Guys, thank you so much. We're getting there with the goals. I have faith.
I've been thinking.
Oh my God, she's having some real problems in her brain.
Help me clear my
What is
mind.
that? Bariqua with the sub for 16 months. Are you kidding me? Oh, we gave her lobotomy. Thank you so much, Batty. Can we get some slays for that? How dare you? Will shoes jump scare me? Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. I hope people well. It's good to see you as always. God, what do we want to give her? I feel like muscle building would be funny for Teresa Caputo. And we got free food from it. I feel like they do so many different colors, but I think Pink Pony Club for sure, Allison. Similis, thank you for the I think they would do a slowed down cover of Pink Pony Club. Yes, Kenzie, we are. I think they would do a slowed down cover of Pink Pony Club. What's up, DL Hole?
Here for a round of pixel quiz.
Sure, DL Hole. We have Lisa Renna, but that's it.
Here's your first pixelated item. What do you think it is?
That's a bonsai tree.
The answer is
Got it.
bonsai tree. Next up, your second pixelated item. What do
Mm-hmm.
you think it is?
Chess piece.
The answer is chess piece. And finally, the last pixelated item. What do
Oh,
you
Marilyn, I'm
think
glad you're
it is?
here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say grits.
The correct answer is secrets.
And that's a wrap.
Congratulations.
Okay, guys, vote 1, 2, or 3. Hi, Marisol.
Time for your prize.
1, 2, or 3.
Go ahead. Pick
Thank you for the
one.
follow, Kenzie, over here on Twitch. Bum, 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 bum. Seeing lots of 1s, lots of 2s. 1, please, I'm begging. All right, for you, Dana, we'll do 1. We got a jellyfish. Okay. Hi, Amy. Okay, jellyfish. Now let's see what President Obama needs. Oh, President Obama and Trisha are having dinner.
Speaking of culinary creations, mixing a cake with some chocolate toast is a taste sensation, right?
Amy, thank you for the Go Popular.
I nearly choked on a cake when I was a kid. Haven't been able to stomach it since.
Oh, so glad I brought it up.
Uh-huh.
I just had a great idea.
We don't
We
yet,
should
Amy.
go do karaoke after this.
What I would pay.
Oh, sorry. I don't sing.
Who doesn't sing? Oh, I wanted to mention. The pastel de nata at this restaurant is so good. Once you try it, you won't order it anywhere else.
Is that so? I prefer the pastel dinner recipe my family has handed down for generations.
I was not aware of that.
That was crazy.
Could have kept rolling. Oh.
Okay. Who else needs something? Okay, Rachel Berry needs something now. Girl. Hi, Rachel.
I've got some time.
Sure, we'll bowl with you, girl. No, I don't know the lore. Look at the people we have here. Look at the people we have here, guys. Oh my God, I have to somehow knock over Trisha and Grinder at the same time. No, Meredith. Okay, let's see if I can maybe angle her. Nah, I missed. Grinder stayed up. No, that was not Tyra Banks. Rachel, did you? Oh, Merlina Glitch. I'm glad.
You can get this.
What'd we get? Tissues. All right, guys, we got just a little bit left to stream. I do think we're gonna start to slowly wrap up for the day, y'all. Because one, I got a tummy ache. Oh, wait. But before we do that, something's happening. We have just a few seconds to slay the goal, too. Ooh. What the hell was that?
Hey there.
She tried to catch a butterfly, but she missed. When it does make sense, I know. I need something, though. Let's see what I need.
Do you have a moment?
Yes, girl. Sure, what's up?
I would just love it if there were a seesaw right here.
Let's plop one down for you. Wait, can I put them on a seesaw together?
Well,
I always want something, don't I? So you, it really is so me. If I put, wait. So wait, if I grab... Let me grab Rachel Berry, hold on.
seeing you.
Girl, oh my God. Girl, quit taking a piss in the goddamn bush. Quit taking a piss in the bush, honey.
This is great.
Get on with him, please. No,
there.
get on the, oh my God.
Bam. You're it, Rachel Berry.
Get on, Rachel. Oh, girl, they're going crazy.
Whoop whoop.
Uh-huh.
This is the best.
It looks like a hot mess right now.
This is the best. We.
Okay. Let's just do a final check-in on everybody. Let's see what Grinder's up to. Oh. Grinder, how you doing, babes? And let's see if we can stay at the goals for the rest of the day, y'all. We're almost there. Okay. Wendy?
Huh.
How you doing,
How
girl?
you do?
How you doing?
When I talked to Sue Sylvester about scissoring, we both got super into it. Now we're friends.
I mean,
So, you'll even sharple with the Grimby first. Live a tuna with Jack
what's going on between the two of them?
Lila Pondy Taser.
Huh? The tank is as a Malbrin.
Oh?
Collected in coffee
They're
tea.
reminiscing. Jesse with a follow.
And joint
Symbolist,
follow.
guys, thank you for the gifties. I appreciate it. She really does
what
kind of
do
look
you
like
mean?
her, doesn't she?
I hear you can make good money in the cake game these days.
Well, she keeps talking about cake for some reason. Oh, we should actually have Santana meet Rachel. Let's do that real quick. We have a hands. Let's have Santana meet Rachel to start. Ava, thank you for the follow.
Okay. Pardon me, could I have a moment? My name is Santana
We will be
Lopez.
doing that, Amy.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Santana Lopez. I am Rachel Berry.
Getting familiar.
Scissoring is so dreadful.
It's explaining in an extremely nasally voice how hard it is to breathe with a stuffed up nostril. Oh. When does Santana beat up? Okay.
The tank is as a Malbrin.
Let's check on Lisa Rinna real quick. Lisa's drinking her coffee.
Da?
Let's have her go talk to DL Hall.
Oh, DL Hole.
Lisa Rinna.
Gonna keep rolling.
It looks like they're on a date. Wait. Where are they going? Where are they going?
Grab Lisa. Dabble. Oh,
Okay, Lisa Rinna and DL Hall, where are you guys going?
Cinderella.
They're hopping on the couch. They're discussing love and dreams and other things. Aww. Aww. Those sweet little baddies.
Mickey Mouse Lambo. Rose Toy. What novel funny handle?
I heard her say Rose Toy there for a second.
Nah, give me on a chippy. Single stab at the grandma. Now that is single little.
I love this. Wait, do you guys hear the steamy music? I'm good, Jen. How are you? Do you guys hear the steamy music going on? Do you kind of hear that in the background a little bit? Now to really fuck it up. How well he feels he gets along with DL Hole. And Lisa Rinna is just there. Best friends and ultra friends. Oh, this is getting dramatic. The drama continues amongst the three of them. Blocked it. Kind of crazy. Okay, let's see what Grinder's doing real quick. We're gonna start to slowly wrap up baddies for the day. They're saying this beer dragon emits a smell like a crack house when in danger. Oh. Oh. Okay. Hi, Lexi. How are you? And then we just have Mr. Mime here. I still want to see if we can get Teresa and Sister and Sue together. Ella, thank you for the heart me.
Oh, Sue Sylvester.
Teresa Caputo.
They're talking about something. There's no Lisa Barlow, no.
Priscilla. Lives in Aura too.
Oh, we didn't check on Wendy, did we? Oh, we did check on Wendy. Mr. Mime, Obama's hanging out in the restaurant. I think we've checked on everyone, y'all. I think we've checked on everyone. They're recommending some toilet paper since they apparently help with jorking it. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt per se. Noted. And let's check on Trisha real quick. Trisha's just hanging out. Oh, wait, I need something real quick before we do anything. Let's see what I need.
What's crackin'?
Girl, you are the one who needs something.
It may just be my imagination, but I get the feeling that Grinder has a crush on me. Really? Well, now I'll be thinking about this for the rest of the day.
Come on, me and Grinder, baby. Now, how do I get Grinder to love me? How do I get Grinder to love me? Wait, who needs something? Oh, wait, Wendy needs something first. Hold on. No, girl. What's going on with Wendy? What's happening here? What's happening here?
Woo. Nice to meet you. My name's Wendy Williams.
Hello there, Wendy Williams. I'm known as Santana Lopez.
They just wanted to meet each other. That's all it was.
You be historical butts Benny Sample. Historical butts Griffin Paloo.
I see us having a cool future, Wendy Williams.
You know what? Good for them. Good for them. No, I just want to see if I can take Grinder over to me real quick. Let's see if we can do anything. If not, that's where we're at for the day.
Face. Off.
Gay. God, I'm gay. And that was it. Oh, all right, baddies. I do think from there we're gonna wrap up for the afternoon. We made a whole bunch of new characters, caused a lot of chaos. Hi, Brianna, how are you? I'm so happy to have been able to have streamed for 5 hours or so. We didn't hit any of our goals, but that's okay. We'll get them tomorrow. All I know is I was just so happy to have you guys here with me, as per usual. I do want to thank you for joining us. We got very close with our goals. We got 77% on TikTok, and we almost got there on Purple too. But we will be live tomorrow at our usual time. Diva.Grind, I'm crying. Yes, at 1 p.m. EST and around 2 o'clock on TikTok. So you guys know the drill. Anywhere between 1 and 2 p.m. and 2 and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to, make sure to join the Discord if you're not already in there so you can keep track of all the things. I ping when I go live. I ping if there's any news or updates for streams, all those things, so you can see when that is. But otherwise, I want to thank you guys for all the love. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for joining us. Amelia, thank you for the follow. It was a great stream today, so I want to thank you guys a lot for the fun, and we'll be back tomorrow. And happy Monday. Happy Monday. Will you be playing Neverness to Everness? I don't know what that is, but sure. Yes, you too. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna end the TikTok live here, but join us out on Twitch because we're gonna raid on out, and we'll keep slaying. We'll keep slaying each day. All right. I love you all so much. Bye, TikTok. Have a beautiful evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Have a great Monday, and bye, TikTok baddies. See you next time. Bye, baddies. All right, we had it on TikTok. Let me save real quick on Twitch before we get off here. And exit out of the game. we're going to stop here for the day. Okay. I want to thank you guys so much. We got very close with the goals, so I really do appreciate it. As always, your guys' presence is a present first and foremost, above all else. Above all else. We have Mr. Pikeman, who is currently streaming. So I say we raid on out over there and show some love, shall we? I love you guys so much. Please make sure to join us for the raid, all those good things. And he is currently playing, let me see if I can type it out here. He is currently playing Tomodachi Life. So let's do it up. Okay. Thank you guys. If you're new here, we're so happy to have you. I will see you tomorrow. Please make sure to click and join the live. If you're a mobile viewer, it won't always take you. So make sure you click in and yeah, happy Monday. I love y'all. Happy Monday, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, baddies. See you next time. See you later. Love you a lot.